The word precipitation is used to refer to a meteorological state, but also to a state of mind. It describes a behavior, a temperament, that of mindless, rush and out-of-control decisions within a situation. When the word is used to describe a fall, it means falling head first. The plant series developed at first from an actual observation of plant diseases. I was seeing the continuous transformation of the leaves, the changing patterns of the holes, and I was asking myself if I could use the damage left by those insects, by those microorganisms, as the detonators for sculptural shapes. The eating patterns of insects are unpredictable and uncontrollable, and this interests me. In my practice, I often work by understanding the production of sculptures not as a set of formal decisions, but as the understanding or building of a situation at large, where material resorts are to a degree unpredictable. The first leaf works I produced were imagined as maquettes for what would have been a real garden. But as soon as I saw the results, I was interested in them as sculptures in themselves. So for the past year, I've been creating an index of species of plants. For this exhibition, I wanted to develop that series and imagine every single sculpture as a reenactment of an ecosystem itself. I started collecting real patterns of leaves damage, scanning them and replicating their shapes on artificial leaves, which I then built into larger bushes using iron, metal wire, epoxy plasticine, paint and chain. I wanted to imagine the exhibition as a single rainfall event to give a temporality to the entire show. So I thought of the first room as the beginning of rain, where only some drops would start falling, until the rain reaches a peak in the second room. In this way, walking through the exhibition creates a time frame. The breathe in, breathe out series happened thinking about the weight of breath itself and how in the last years we have become so conscious of the space taken by breath. So I decided to make this series of objects using blown glass, becoming conscious of the very basics of the craft, breath itself, using it as a material. The resulting shapes are unpredictable as well. Each form is a consequence of the lung capacity of the person who inhaled or exhaled while making the object. I was thinking of breath as a way to count time as well, a sort of metronome, where the space within each inhalation and exhalation reveals a different state of mind. So I decided to place each pair of sculptures at different distances within the space, to refer to the continuous relationship between a state of anxiety versus a state of calm. Stone money was made from collecting coins left in someone's pocket, the unconsidered change left at the bottom of someone's bag. I produced that piece over a long period of time, asking people I came across with to give me their spare change. It is made of cast concrete and iron. I wanted to think of it as an anti-monument, the idea of an economy non-existent to some and yet fundamental for the life of others, another ecosystem in its own way, dictating every part of our own existence. While setting up the exhibition, I started to think of stone money as a kind of sun in this landscape of artificial nature. So I decided to create shadows for each piece, imagining the light would come directly from that piece. Finally, in the first room, a fence into a fence belongs to a series I call Objects into Themselves. For this series, I took different objects made of a single material. I made a mold of each of them, cut the original object into pieces, melted and remade it into its own mold. The fence was once a real fence. It is the only work that was not produced for this exhibition, but the idea of uncontrollable loss persists. The way it is produced reminded me again to the idea of an ecosystem, where something is destroyed for something else to be created.